Hello, everyone. This is Pat talking. Join me on this drive back to Clarion. You can enjoy some of Pennsylvania's nice fall foliage as I discuss a rather important topic. As of the end of October of 2022, I am running as a write-in candidate for the Pennsylvania District 63 State House seat, the person who has been sitting in that seat for 14 years has done very little to benefit the people of this area, be it Clarion County, Clarion Borough specifically, Kittanning, or any of the other small towns and cities that are served under District 63 and by the Pennsylvania legislature. I would appreciate any support that I can get for this. I did a little bit of math and I found that we would need 10,000 votes in order to win this seat. I know that such a feat is not likely, considering that many of the folks around here vote for whoever's on the ballot and don't ever write in anybody else, or they vote straight party ticket. My concern is that the Democratic voters out here are not going to know exactly who I am. And part of the issue with that is that I could not actually file to be on the ballot, considering I hadn't lived in Clarion for 2 years until the end of October. As soon as that happened, I threw my name in the ring. There are two very important bills that the incumbent voted yes on that no sane person would agree with her voting yes on, including any person in Clarion County whom it would affect. The first of these was a bill that was designed to ban abortion in the state of Pennsylvania. Now, whether you feel one way on this topic or another, I frankly don't care. I have seen way too many people's lives be affected by state governments interfering in their right to make their own decisions. If it were not for the care that my family has experienced, I would not be here today. And that includes a necessary abortion to remove the remains of a pregnancy that terminated on its own. Without going into any further disturbing details than that, that has definitely influenced my view on this. And while on one hand I'm of the camp that because this issue will never affect me in any way, like meaningfully, I don't think that I should have an opinion on it. But on the other hand, it's healthcare that has saved lives, including making my own exist. And it was a fight for that to even happen. Now that I'm talking about it out loud, it is very concerning what my parents had to go through. Well, the one parent, the one that stuck around, had to go through. But she voted yes to ban this in Pennsylvania. She voted to establish a constitutional amendment that would prevent an individual from making her own healthcare decisions. That is not okay in any circumstance, and if you write me in, I will change that. The second issue that Miss Donna Oberlander had voted for, in favor of, was to ban trans people from playing in sports of the correct gender. And that's a bit of a confusing one to me, because I'm not certain that any person with a fully functioning brain would care too much about a child's personal choices with regards to gender or sexuality, etc. To me, when I see that somebody has decided that a certain person cannot participate in some activity, be it a sport, an event, anything really, when a person decides that a trans person is not allowed to participate in such an event, it signals to me that the organizer of said event or sport or whatever cares more about what's in that person's pants than about what's in that person's mind. And I don't think you need me to tell you that that's a very, very 1965 way of thinking, and we need to get out of that. One more thing I would like to point out is that you can look online for any politician's voting records, and you can see exactly which bills they voted for or against. I don't have the website link handy right now, but I'll put it in the post description. Please consider giving that a look and looking up your state representative and seeing exactly how they voted on things, because sometimes people will go out in the press and hype up certain issues and then vote against those certain issues. And not only is Donna Oberlander guilty of that, in my opinion, but many, many U.S. politicians, like U.S. House, U.S. Senate, are also guilty of doing that. Every single Republican is. And there are certainly Democrats who have done that as well. But if you're in Pennsylvania District 63 and you want to see some meaningful change, please write me in this November. My name is Pat Ritchie. It's spelled P-A-T-R-I-T-C-H-I-E. Again, that's Pat, P-A-T, and then Ritchie, R-I-T-C-H-I-E. It's also the name of this channel. Thank you so much for any support you are willing to give me. I fully appreciate each and every single one of you for helping me make this happen. We have one chance to turn this county and to turn this state at least purple before I fear the fascism will be permanent. We have two nut jobs running for office in the form of Mastriano and not so Dr. Oz. I could say many a thing about Mastriano, but that probably would get this video taken down. So I'm not going to go there at all. The one thing that I will say about Oz is that when you claim to be a doctor and then you go on a debate stage and mock somebody who's recovering from a stroke, that shows me a lot more about your character as a bad human being than it does as a bad doctor. And I think that's something that everybody needs to consider going into this election. I don't care if you don't like John Fetterman. I don't care if you don't like Dr. Oz. I don't care if you don't like me. But when somebody shows their true colors, believe them the first time. Thank you so much for listening. We have arrived back in Clarion. I'm going to leave the video going for another minute or two so you can see what this small town currently is. There are many things we can do to try and improve what's here, and I think that a lot of people are going a long way towards making that happen. I hope to be a big part of that change in the future. Enjoy these nice fall colors while they last. They're not going to last much longer, I don't think. We had very, very cold weather last week, so I think winter is coming. You're looking at West Main Street at the moment. Perhaps in the future I'll do another video going the other way so you can see the other side. You can see in the distance that red building. I learned a few weeks ago that red building used to contain, I want to say it was Woolworths, but I don't think that's right. It was, I'm sorry, not the red building, my apologies, the white building behind it. This one right here, the Main Street Center. That used to be, if I'm remembering correctly, a general store of some kind. I think it was Woolworths, but I don't remember 100%. You're now looking at Center Main Street. You can see the American Legion there. The ALF flags from before ALF happened, which was the last week of September this year. There's the CRBC. Our brand new Dunkin' Donuts is on the other side here. Again, maybe in the future I'll do a video going the other way. There's the CVS. KFC used to be there, and we need to get a KFC back here because I miss my fried chicken. I have yet to try the fried chicken from the Liberty House. I'll do that at some point. I'm told it's pretty comparable, so we'll see if those claims hold up. We're going to turn right here, and that'll put us right on campus of the Clarion University of Pennsylvania, or what they have now renamed to Pennsylvania Western University of Pennsylvania Clarion Campus. I don't like that name. They could have, I'm not going to say that I was against the name change, but they could have picked probably quite literally anything else and it would have been better. So, there's that. You'll see some of the new signs, I think. See the blue signs? That's the Carlson Library. Behind it is Becht, which used to be a dorm but is now an administrative building. They gutted it from the inside. I think ship in a bottle style. And they left the entire exterior of the building intact. The only thing they did was clean it up. So yeah, there's the nice Clarion campus, the fall foliage, and a message from hopefully your soon-to-be 63rd Pennsylvania District House Representative. Thank you so much for listening, and I will hear from you soon, I hope. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.